we'll be getting into week 3. Not too tough a week, although you do have 2 chapters. You've got the chapter 3 on marketing environments and chapter 4 on ethics. So first, let me go over what's important in marketing environments. The environments are something that marketers can't control, but we live in the world, so we have to deal with them. And I usually use the acronym PESTLE, P-E-S-T-L-E, and that's not in your book. It has the same information, it's just done differently. But essentially, you're talking about the political environment, economic, social, technological, legal, and environmental. So you have all those environments that you can't control, but you have to work with. 2 things to note in marketing environments. The first is the most dynamic environment, obviously, is the technological one. That is changing rapidly on a daily basis. The second one is under the social environment, and of particular interest to marketers is demographics, and that is the changing age structure of the population, because people tend to buy products and services based upon their particular age, and I guess where I want to say stage of the family life cycle. So when you're younger, for example, as you are now, where you're single, you buy certain products and services that you use. My guess is a lot of music, a lot of photography, food, and those types of things. But once you start working, you have a job, and then you have a family, you're starting to buy things like household goods and things like that. So we marketers pay a lot of attention to that particular environment. So it has an impact, let's just put it that way. And then chapter 4 is all about ethics. And you have an extra assignment this week on ethics. So this week I've got basically the reading and quizzes in Connect, which is pretty standard for every single week. You have an essay that is also in Connect, and it's on ethics. And so just a note about ethics, because people tend to get this confused. When we're talking about ethics in the business school, we are talking about your personal ethics, but we're really talking more about business ethics, okay? And that is why I assigned the essay, because I want all of you to understand that there's 4 forces going on in ethical behavior when you talk about working out in the real world and for a company. So, of course, the first one is your personal values, morals, ethics. That is the code that you grew up with, or that's the code that you're developing now, and that's really important. The second one, though, is when you're in business, you have 3 other things that impact you. One is society's culture and norms. So in America, we have a certain set of beliefs and a certain set of norms that we adhere to, okay, or we'd like to adhere to. And it's different than if you went to South America or Asia or Europe, okay, because those societal norms are different. So it's really important when you're in a global business, which almost everything is global today, that when you're going over to other countries, that you understand that. It doesn't mean you have to, like, when in Rome, do as Romans do kind of a thing, because you're still bound by American business laws and American business ethics, all right? My dissertation in my master's program was on the Foreign Corrupt Practices Act. So this is kind of an area that is of interest to me. But you have societal norms. The second thing you have is what we call business ethics or business norms. And that's like industry guidelines, if you will. So you'll hear people say, well, this is accepted practice in this industry, okay? Now, that accepted practice in that industry may not agree with your personal morals, values, ethics, okay? It might not. And actually, we've had several students that have gone on and had great jobs, and they were asked to do things that everyone said it was industry practice, but it went against their personal ethics, and they actually left the company. Now, a couple of those were illegal. And I'm not talking about illegal. If it's illegal, you don't do it. It's illegal. You can go to jail, you can get fines. None of that's good. So illegal's never good. But there's a lot of gray area in between what is legal and what is maybe not moral, not ethical. And that is a determination that you have to make. So far we have 3 things: your personal, we have your social, and we have your business or industry guidelines. And then the fourth one is actually your corporate or your company guidelines and what your company says that is ethical practice in your company. And normally those are written out. So companies spend a lot of time thinking about it and writing about it. And almost every big corporation I worked for had a credo or a code of ethics that you had to abide by. So for example, when I was in high-level sales, I could not accept gifts from one of my companies. It was not allowed. So your company will have those. So you have to mix all four of those. And that is what that short essay is. And when I say short essay, I mean like 1 page. And probably not single-spaced. I'm sure I put in what I wanted and things like that. But that's just to reiterate. It's not a dissertation. I just want to make sure that you guys understand how that works. And I think that's it for week 3. Short and to the point. Anyway, I hope you have a great week. If you need anything, as always, give me a call or email me. And blessings on your week. Thanks.